bullying. That's a common concern these days. What to do when I find out as a parent that my child is being bullied in school. Of course, the first thing is to really find out what's going on. Always, what's going on? What do you mean? What did the child do? What was done to the child? That's number one, of course. Find out what's going on, the facts. Okay, beyond the facts though, it's important to understand what bullying is. Bullying is an issue of power over. A bully has to have power over another, not just power within. Because a child who has power and good self-esteem and feeling good inside usually will not bully another child. Because a child will bully if he needs to have power over another child whom he thinks is weaker, or he perceives to be weaker than he is in whatever way, physically or intellectually. So there is the power over issue. So a bully must have an object to bully. Otherwise, there is no such thing as bullying. And we have observed, and I think a lot of teachers here also have observed, that usually the bully is one person who may not be achieving well in school, or may have some problems, or may just really need to feel his sense of power over another person. Or maybe he needs to feel a very basic psychological need that he is important. Because one basic psychological need is the need for personal significance, which means I matter. Maybe the only way he matters, or he knows that he is important, or he knows that he will be noticed and he will be important to the class or to the teacher, to the world, is to bully, have power over another child. So if your child is being bullied, it's important also to explain to the child what a bully is. And then maybe we can look at what the child can do in order to cope with this bully. And there are many ways. Sometimes a father would say, fight back. Is that the best way? Maybe not. Another way is to ignore. Is that the best way? Possible, but we're not so sure. What I'm saying is there are so many ways we have tried already to help our child who's being bullied deal with the bully. And this has a lot to do with equipping our child with her own or his own inner strength to be able to cope with the bully. Because there will be bullies not just in the classroom, but in the workforce, in the world. And the world will not be always kind. So it's really important for us to equip the child with that inner strength, which is of course another word for resilience. And how do we do that? Well, this is a kind of a long story, but in order to equip the child with that sense of power within, that ability to deal with bullies, to deal with people who are unfair, who are doing bad things in the world, is to first of all develop the child as a whole person. In other words, look at your child's different aspects of his person. Intellectually, how is your child? Does he have the intellectual equipment? Emotionally, is he able to deal with his emotions? Physically, does he have enough strength, healthy enough? Socially, does he have the skills to deal with other children? And morally or spiritually, does he have the values, the core values, to deal with other people and not be swayed by other people's so-called wrong values? So it is really not just dealing with how to stop the bullying, but equipping the child with an inner strength as a whole person to be able to deal with a bully or someone in his life who is hurting him. May not just be a bully in school, That's one. The other way to deal with bullying is to look at how it happens in school. Because bullying is a system. You have the bully, the bullied, and the bystander. So therefore, in the school, there has to be a program where all the stakeholders, so-called, the students, the teachers, the parents, and even the milieu, the guards and all that, the staff, are aware of a bullying program. It has to be the whole system that's involved in this. I worked with some schools where we are putting up an anti-bullying or lessening the bullying kind of system. So we start with talking with the parents, talking with the teachers, and then talking with the children themselves. Very interesting because the parents become aware. Many times they're not aware of what is the dynamics of bullying. It's very important for them to know that, because sometimes the parents don't know that they're bullying their child. It happens at home too. Or maybe an older brother is bullying a younger brother or a younger sister. It happens quite often, but sometimes there is no awareness that this is going on. And the awareness is essential so that the parents can do something about it. It's essential also that they understand the dynamics so they can do something about it in the family. And in the school, the teachers need to have a system where when there is bullying, the bystander, so-called, or another person will stop it. Because bullying, when it is not stopped, naturally escalates. That's the nature of it. So something has to happen. There has to be an intervention. There has to be a bystander who is intervening. It might be a teacher, it might be a system where they go to an office, or it might be a rule that the child who is being bullied has to say it to someone so that they don't tease him when he says it, that kind of thing. So there has to be a system that everybody in the school is aware of, and the rules are clear so that the teachers, the children, and the staff are able to follow certain rules, and they're all aware that these rules are there to prevent, minimize, and hopefully eliminate bullying in that school.